All right. I think we are officially live here on this Wednesday morning. It is Wednesday, right? Yes. It's January 27th, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And here we are back at the home office. And my last coffee talk was in Virginia, where my daughter is living at the moment. And that's where I did my coffee talk. But today, if you're watching this on the replay, we are going to be talking about how to get unstuck with writing emails. Like, what do you write when you're sitting there thinking to yourself, I got to write my email list. I haven't wrote in a while, or I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what topic I should talk about, or is there anything even I should send them? A lot of times people get stuck with what to send to their email list. Today, I'm going to give you 3 different ways that you can come up with pretty much endless different topics that you could talk about, kind of like little conversation starters, let's call them. So this way here, it can kind of trigger something for you, so you can go ahead and start thinking right on the fly, and also being aware of what you are reflecting on or what you are going to be talking about, and how to tie that in to a message that you could send out to your email list. So that's what we're going to be talking about here today. What I'm going to do here is see who we have that is going to be hanging out with us. Let's see. Video not clear, Salama says. Let's see. Does anybody else see the same thing? Give me a check here, and we'll see if the old stream is good. Karen and Kate, good morning to you. Is my video clear, or am I blurry for whatever reason? So we might have to play around with that here real quick. Let me know before I keep going here, and then we'll jump in, because I think this is important. I can't wait to dig in here with you guys. Let's see here. It's clear for me, Karen said. Cool. Let's see. Let's get one more. Kate, video is not clear. Not clear. No. Better now, Salama says. Now someone says clear. All right. So maybe we're having a little bit of an internet issue. Better now. Good morning. Video is a little blurry. Go on. It's clear. Renee says. Now it's clear. All right. So maybe we're having a little bit of a bandwidth issue here. I know my daughter is on virtual school, so maybe she's streaming right now with video. So who knows? Good morning, Troy. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, what's up, Kate? Renee, thank you for letting me know that. Ruth, good morning. Video's a little blurry. You said that before. All right, cool. All right, so let me ask you guys this. Before we jump in here, does anybody struggle with what they're going to write? And this also means like what you're going to write in a blog post. I mean, this could also help you in that area. So let me know. Just drop in the comments, raise your hand in a sense. Let me know, do you struggle with what to write to your email list? And if you're not writing to your email list, or if you're not building your email list yet, my question would be, why? Why not? Why not start building that email list? Because it's really, really important that we do this for a variety of different reasons. All right. But if you are, or even if you're just creating content, because even showing up here today, right? I had to come up with something to talk about, right? I had to come up with something like, what is something that people are struggling with? What is something that I could deliver value to you today? And then immediately I have to start thinking about what is going to be, what is going to be something that you're going to find valuable, right? And so to me, a lot of times people say, hey, I don't really know what to write. So I'm just not sure that I'm going to write anything until I know what I'm going to write. One of the reasons why I came up with this discussion today was because inside of Brand Creators Academy, we had a member in there, and I'll mention her in a minute, who basically had not wrote an email in probably 3 or 4 weeks, maybe even longer. And then went and sent an email, and was grateful that she did, but she struggled with what she should write. And the thing that she did is something I'm going to also share with you guys, so you guys can use this. But that's what also triggered it for me, is like, why haven't you written an email? Like, why? And a lot of times it's because I'm busy And then I got to sit down. I got to think about what I'm going to write. I got to format it. I got to make sure that that I'm not going to upset people. Like all of these things go through your head. And what we want to do is we want to just stay consistent. We want to stay committed to sending emails on a regular basis. And so that is what we want to do. All right. Okay. So here we go. So Karen's already dropping some ideas here on how to do it. I love that, Karen. I look at other people that I follow emails and get ideas. I think that's a great idea, by the way. And Karen says again, yes, but then when I start, I do fine. Yeah, you just got to get going, right? We just got to get going. First thing is, though, is committing to when are you going to send the email? Like when are you every single week going to commit to sending that email as if you had to hand in a homework assignment? When are you going to send it? Right? For me, I like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And the reason is because Monday I do a coffee talk, Wednesday I do a coffee talk, and Friday I do a coffee talk. So that's one reason. The second reason is because when I send out on Monday, I can then go and send to the unopens on Tuesday. Then I can send a fresh email on Wednesday, unopens on Thursday, Friday email, Saturday unopens. So it helps me to be able to do all of that. But it does not have to be hard. You just have to come up with something to say. So let's see. Your practice makes perfect. Yes. Good morning, D. What's up? Glad to have you. And guys, if you could do me a favor, depending on where you're watching this, if you're watching this on the Facebook page, not in the group, and there's that share feature, if you could share this, that we're broadcasting and we're doing a coffee talk, I'd like to invite more people here so we can have a few more people here to join us if you think anybody would find this valuable. All right, so let's dig in. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull up my notes because I do have some notes today. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to jump right in. Okay. So how do we come up with email writing topics when we are stuck? And I'm going to give you a simple hack, and there's actually 3 of them. All right. So the very first thing, and I'm going to give you some examples of this. I'm going to share a story on how this all kind of ties together. All right. So number 1, what we need to start thinking about on a regular basis is what happened recently. Okay. What happened recently that I could share? And you might say, well, Scott, no one cares about what I'm doing in my life. And that may be true to some degree. They don't want to hear all of the little things, right? Like, oh, I went to the store and I spilled my drink, and like, yeah, you're not gonna like go through all of those details. But here's what I mean. We want to use something that also shows them that we're a lot like them, right? And also, who are the people that you are serving? If you are serving people in your market that are like you, or that are the type of people that you want to attract, then you also want to somewhat sprinkle in these different scenarios so you can then have them go, you know what? I do like this person. I do like what they're all about. I do like, the things that they're talking about. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example. So recently, literally just yesterday, I got back from Virginia from visiting my daughter, Alexis, and my grandbaby, Emmy K, which was awesome. It was a nice short little weekend, but it was great because we got to spend some good time and got to see all the smiles and all of the drooling and everything that Emmy K is doing, and just having a great time with that, right? So relaxing. Now I'm sharing this story with you, but I also shared it in my emails that I've been writing. Now, what does that do for me? Number 1, it's true. Okay. Number 2, you look at that and go, oh, wow, Scott, he's spending time with his family. Oh, he's spending time with his grandbaby. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so cute. And it is. And that's what I'm doing. The right people, okay, not the Lambros, right? Not the guys and girls out there that are attracted to the Lamborghinis, right? That's not my audience, right? So by me sprinkling that in, it makes me more relatable. It makes me more like you. That's what you would be doing on the weekend. That's what you'd like to be doing on the weekend. We have a lot in common, right? So we're building a little bit of a bond there, okay? And as you continually do that, what does this have to do with an email? Okay, well, while I was there, okay, my daughter, who has a newborn baby, right, 6 months old now, and something that she was sharing with me was some of the struggles, right? And I know the struggles. You probably know the struggles if you have kids. When they're a baby, the sleeping thing is real, right? And we lack sleep in the beginning because the baby has different sleep routines, or maybe they start to teeth, or all of these things. And so I'm listening to what she's saying, okay? And I'm thinking to myself, wow, if someone was in the baby niche, okay, there are parents like my daughter at this point in her life that they should be speaking to help them solve this problem, or at least help them, right, in some way. So I came up with this funnel idea of like, okay, I'd have a lead magnet that said 3 things to avoid before bed to help your baby sleep better, something like that. And then it would lead into the ultimate guide for sleep for your baby, for your newborn, whatever. And I would turn that into a digital funnel. So immediately I'm thinking about this, but it came from my daughter. I'm sharing that story. And so I turned that into a coffee talk. I turned that into an email. Okay. How did I tie that back? I'm always thinking, how does it relate to my audience? Right now, this doesn't matter. If you're bass fishing, it doesn't matter. If you're bass fishing, you're going to tell the story about how you went to your father's that morning and you got ready. You got a flat tire on the way, but you're like, you know what? Hey, it is what it is. I'm going to go there, have fun with my dad, and I'm going to go fishing. And then you go there and you tell about the story about how you caught this massive bass. It was 5-pounder, and you caught it on this special spinner or this lure or whatever. And you're going to share that. And oh, by the way, you can get it over here. You can read the blog post, or oh, you can go through the workshop where we're going to teach you how to catch more bass this weekend, whatever. You see what we're saying? We're tying that in. So we always want to be thinking about what's happening right now in our own lives that we can tie it back to the business, because that's what makes us stand out. We're not just talking about a product. We're not just talking about you buying something from me. We're talking about a relatable story that you can understand. You can visually see me. Even if I don't post a picture, you can see me with my daughter, my granddaughter, having a good time. You're envisioning that. And then I tell you the story about how the lack of sleep thing, and then how I thought about it, because I'm the business guy, right? I'm the guy that's always thinking about business, which I do, and I love it and I enjoy it. And then I turn that into a lead magnet, into a digital product. And what do I offer, guys? Email list building training, digital product training, content creation, writing emails. I'm doing that today, right? This story, this whole thing came out of writing emails when people get stuck. And now I'm sharing all this stuff. So it all ties back. So we always got to be thinking about, how do we tie it back? And once you start doing it over and over again, it becomes easier. All right. So that's one scenario. Okay. And if I went back through all of the emails that I've sent, it always usually comes back to something that I bring up as either a struggle or something that I learned or something that happened and I wanted to share. It's always around that. Okay. So that's number one. Okay. What happened recently and how can we relate that back to our niche? Okay. And in this case, it was the baby niche, because that's where my daughter is right now, in the baby niche, as far as that's what she's in. And then from there, I talked about how I discovered a niche because I was paying attention, and then how I would turn that into a digital product if I was in that niche. You get it, right? Okay. So that's number one. Pay attention to what is happening right now, yesterday, the day before. My email I started this morning was, and I forget the exact how I started it, but it was more or less, I just got back yesterday from visiting my daughter and grandbaby over the weekend, and now I'm ready and charged for the week, kind of thing. And here is, and then I just led into that. So I just briefly talk a little bit about that, show them who I am, what I stand for, what's important to me, and then I move in, right? And that's what we do. So that's number one. What happened recently? All right. Number two, questions that you've received. Now, these could be from comments. These could be emails. This could be DMs. This could be someone that you are friends with and they ask you the question. It doesn't matter. A question is an email. Okay. A question is an email. And if someone asks you the question, then you can lead in with saying, hey, the other day I was talking to John, or I was talking to a friend of mine, or I was talking to one of my listeners or whatever, and they asked this question. And so today I figured I'd tell you what the answer was, because you may be thinking the same thing, right? So the question will give you the idea, but then you also establish credibility and authority, because now you are answering someone else's question. Questions are the easiest way to come up with something to write about. Okay. So that's number 2, questions you've received. Now, I just literally received a video message from someone that just joined the email list building fast track workshop. Little side note here. Some of you that went through the workshop already know this. The minute that you register to attend one of my workshops, you're going to get an immediate video of me. And I am going to be asking you 2 to 3 questions. And then you're going to answer them either on video or through text. Well, this guy messaged back through video, which I love, by the way. And so what he said to me was, I can't wait for the workshop. I'm super excited about it. Here's why. So, he gave me all the reasons why he wants to build an email list, why he decided to join. But then I always leave it open-ended on the other side where I say, hey, if there's anything else you want me to know or any questions, let me know so I can further help you. Okay. Now, if you've never went through one of my workshops, you never have seen that. It only goes to people that have registered or attended a workshop. And let me just tell you something. Those video responses or those responses through text are just such great information. And it's a way for me to connect to my students that much better. I'll probably end up doing something inside of BCA, teaching how I'm using that. It's an incredible tool, and it gives you so much information, and it lets you really, really, really understand who your avatar is and who you're serving. It's gold. Okay. So anyway, this question came in, literally just came in. It was over the weekend, I believe. And he was like, there's one thing that I would love for you to clarify for me. I've been hearing that for every email subscriber, you can pretty much say that you're going to make $1 per email subscriber per month. Okay. Now he's asking, is that true? How does that work? I don't get it. So some of you may have heard, like, if you have 1,000 people on your email list, you can pretty much say that you could be making $1 per email address every single month. Now, I'm going to answer that question right now for you, but that there is going to be a piece of content that I'm going to create. It's also content right now that I'm creating. I'm probably going to write an email about it. Maybe, maybe not, but I can, right? Hey guys, I just wanted to answer this question for you because I just received it from John. I think it was Marcus actually. And he had this question about, is it true that you can make $1 per email subscriber every single month? And if so, how? Right? So I figured I would give you the breakdown and then I'll answer the question. Okay. So what does this do? Instantly gives you credibility because you're answering questions from someone that's out there in, the world, right? It also gives you authority because now someone is taking advice from you. Okay. So that's it. There's a lot going into that. Okay. And then I'm able to deliver content for that people that really want this. So anyway, I'll answer that question real quick, by the way. Yes, it's true, but there's a lot of things that go into that. And what I mean, yes, it's true. It's not, you can't say like every email you get $1 per month. No, it's if you have offers, and I talked about this on a past coffee talk. If you have offers, products, offers, and you have emails that are going out on a regular basis and you are marketing to that list, then yes, it kind of equates to $1 per email. So it's like $1,000 a month. But that doesn't mean that if you get an email, it's worth $1. That's not how it works. What it's saying is over the average, like if you have a list of 1,000 people, you might get 10 or 15 people that buy from you once a week, right? And then that would equal and average out to $1 per subscriber. Again, depends on how much your products cost. It depends how frequently you're promoting. What other things are you sending, to them? There's a lot of variables go to that. Is there money in the list? Yes. You have to nurture it. You have to build a relationship with them, and you have to deliver value in and out of the products that you offer. Okay. Just like this. Okay. So there's that. I'll probably do a full session on that. But that was a question. So what questions come in? Do you have YouTube? What are some YouTube comments that come in that are questions? Ask for questions. Ask for questions. Write an email and say, do you have any questions? Which actually leads me to the third one, which is check in with your email list and ask them questions, right? See where they're stuck, see what they're struggling with. And then that becomes content. And then what happens? Hey guys, I just sent out an email the other day. You might have received it asking what was the number one sticking point for you. And there was so many people that said it was whatever, like how to catch bass in a pond. So I decided to write a full blog post on that, or maybe I'm just going to answer it in there. So actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you 3 ways that you can catch more bass in a pond right here in this email. So first thing is, number 1, you got to go at the right time, right? People don't realize that, but they don't really bite in the morning. They only bite at night. Like whatever, I'm making this up. Okay. So check in with them. Okay. Ask them questions. The other thing that you can do, if it's been a little while since you've emailed, and this is something that one of our students inside of BCA just recently did, which I'm going to probably share her email because it did really well. And she hadn't emailed their list in a while. And it was an apology. It was an apology saying, I am sorry because I have not emailed you. And here's why. Life gets in the way. I'm running a full-time business. We've been busier than ever. And because of that, I have not been able to be as active on email. And I really wish I would, because I know that a lot of you have looked forward to the emails I send you, whatever, right? And I'm going to go through that email probably on another coffee talk, but you just be real and authentic and honest. And what happens there is people start to even trust you more. Nothing to sell. I'm just checking in with you guys. How are you doing? I apologize for not, checking in with you sooner. It's been busy over here. I actually had a few family members that got COVID. I had to go ahead and help them out. We were short on staff in our she's got a little mini plant that she runs. We were short on staff. I was dealing with that. I've got my kids who are homeschooled or, virtual schooling. I have all of these things. People are going to be like, I relate to that. I relate to that. I relate to that. I relate to that. Boom. Instant bond. We're relatable. We're like each other. And that, my friends, is like the Holy Grail. Like if you get people to know, like, and trust you because you are who you are and your business is who it is, right? And who it serves, it's so much easier. It's so much easier. But you got to send those emails. All right. So let's recap here. 3 ways, okay, to get those topics. All right. And once you start doing this, they're going to start coming to you. Make a list. Start throwing them into a spreadsheet of some kind and just start banking these for the future. All right. So number 1, what happened recently? Relate it back to your niche. Okay. Number 2, questions you've received, whether it's comments, emails, DMs, or whatever. Okay. And number 3, check-ins. Okay. What can I help you with? If you have nothing else to send them, just send out an email. How can I help you? Or questions? Question mark. And that's it. Okay. Something is better than nothing. And if you're ever short on what to write, just reach out and say, hey, I was thinking about you. Is there anything I can help you with? Have any questions? Let me know. And boom, instantly, that's going to be your next email. That's going to be your next piece of content. You get where I'm going with this, right? So guys, do you have any questions here before we wrap up today's coffee talk? Let's see here. Ty Linda is in the house, and Ty Linda is the one I was just referring to. She's in BCA, and she wrote an amazing email, and she didn't think it was that good, and she was afraid to send this email because it's been so long, and she reported the numbers inside of the academy. She sent out the email, and I think it was, within an hour or so, had over 200 or 300 people already open the email, and then I checked back in with her, and the list was like 11,000, and then by the end of the day, probably not even a full end of the day, I think she said she had like a 10% open rate or something. So over 1,000, 1,200 people that opened the email. Okay. Think about that. If you had an email list and you sent it out and you were able to reach 1,000 people within 6 hours, 8 hours, wouldn't that be pretty good? Wouldn't that be pretty good if you could have a little bit of influence on those people? And I don't mean influence in a bad way. I mean influence that you're showing up, you're able to help them, to serve them in some way, even if it's just putting a smile on their face for that day. Okay. So just remember that these are people. Karen, I send every week on Tuesday, no exceptions. Perfect. D, what's up? Good morning. Hey, Scott and Rockers. This has got to be Octavio. Sending out emails every Monday morning. In the beginning, very hard to send. It gets easier, or it's getting easier. Geo, good morning. What's up, Geo? Salama, what are some reasons your emails have had higher open rates? That really depends on the topic, on the subject matter. For us, I mean, honestly, like the best ones are usually those question provoking ones, kind of like, hey, how can I help you? Do you need help doing X? Right. It's a lot of times that because people want to be heard. Let's see. How long does it take you to write emails now? Initially, when you first started, when I first started, I was overanalyzing everything. If I misspelled something, if I didn't sound good with my grammar, like all of those things. Then I just got over it. I said, you know what? If people email me and tell me that, I don't know how to write, then they do. And if they want to leave, they can leave. But if I was talking to a friend, I wouldn't worry about that. Right. So I got out of my own way was what had to happen there. But now, how long does it take me to write an email? It still depends, but anywhere is between 15 minutes and probably a half hour is about what it takes me. And let's see. When do you use automated emails and why? Automated emails for me are usually if someone downloads something like a free something, a free lead magnet, they will get a follow-up sequence, probably 3 to 5 emails. If someone comes through one of our workshops, I'll give you an example. They're going to get an automated email that basically says, here's all your stuff, right? If you have any questions, let us know. And then we'll follow up to make sure that they're going through the training. Okay. And then we will also, if there is one in that sequence, we'll offer them something else, right? Something else might be like, hey, you went through the workshop. How about you try out Brand Creators Academy? Here's the information. If you're interested, go here. And we're sending you a private invitation that's going to be available for the next 3 days, something like that. So usually when it's something that's a follow-up to what they just raised their hand for. But other than that, then it's broadcast messages every single week. Salma says sip. Thank you. Oh, I got that one wrong. I'm sorry, Karen. It didn't show up here, so I apologize. I'm on the West Coast at 7:30 a.m. I figured out how to listen in, walk, and at Facebook's got live. You can work on brain and body at the same time. I love that. Ruth, I send my weekly email on Wednesdays. Then I can resend it again on Thursday or Friday before the weekend. And Ruth, I got yours this morning because I'm subscribed to your newsletter or to your, I shouldn't say newsletter. I tell people not to say newsletter, to your email list. And I loved the subject line that went out there today. It was really good. Loved it. And let's see here. Do you write all your emails? Yes. I write all my all the broadcast emails, all the ones you're getting Monday, Wednesday, Friday are for me. The only time that I ever have any help, and usually it's Chris Schaefer helping if we need it, is if there's a follow-up that's going on, like someone signed up for a workshop. He may draft something so that way there we can at least get it in queue, but I'm always going in and making sure that it's my voice. But for the most part, I'd say 95, 98% of them are all from me. Yes. All right. So I think that wrapped up the questions there. Did this help? Let me ask you guys, did this help you? Do you feel as though you can come up with ideas to write emails? Put it in the comments. Let me know. And the other thing I want to do here while I still have you or anybody is watching this later, 2 things. Number 1, we are going to be doing a bonus niche drill down session today, Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So if you've already registered for the Niche Finder Fast Track Workshop, it is going to be a bonus session is going to be happening today. If you're watching this later and you go through the Niche Finder Fast Track Workshop, we're adding it to the training portal as a bonus. So you're going to get all of the recordings from the initial workshop, and then you're also going to get this bonus niche drill down. We're going to probably do 3 to 4 different niches today, new niches, and do the validation process. If you are interested in attending that or going through that or registering later, go to brandcreators.com/NFW, and that will take you there. And then the last thing I will share with you is we've been talking a lot about email right here. Okay. If you do not have an email list or you want to build your list the right way to get the right people on your list, because that's another thing. We got to have the right people on the list. Okay. If you have not yet done that, or if you are in the process of doing it and you want help with it, then I would encourage you to go to brandcreators.com/list. And that'll take you to our email list building fast track workshop. All right. And that's about 2.5 hours. We've got Q&A there, and we have some bonuses that are included with that as well to help you build your list. And the whole goal there is to follow the 3-step process to get to 500 subscribers or more in 30 days or less. So if you're interested, head on over to brandcreators.com/list, and that'll take you to that workshop. Or if you still need help with your niche and you're not building a list yet, then head on over to brandcreators.com/NFW. All right. And that'll take you to the Niche Finder Workshop. All right. So guys, I think that is it. Let me see if we got any other questions. Ruth says, yes, this is helpful. Thank you. No problem. Coffee talks always are helpful. Thank you. And Salma, yes, thanks. Have a great day. I appreciate that. And guys, I will be back here Friday to do our jam session. And if you guys have anything you want me to discuss on the jam session, 2 ways you can help me here. One, well, drop it in the comments. What do you want to discuss on this Friday's jam session? All right. Or if you're watching this later, you can still drop it down there and you can let me know. Or if you just want to show up and hang out with us for this Friday jam session, then just do that. Just head on over to takeactioncrew.com and you'll be able to watch and contribute and hang out and do all the fun stuff that we do on the jam sessions. And that's the Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern time. All right, guys. So that is it. That is going to wrap up this Wednesday Coffee Talk. And I will be seeing some of you this afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And if BCA members are watching this, there is a link inside of the private portal or inside the private Facebook group, I should say. And the link is there for you guys. And you guys can attend if you want to as well. All right. So that's it, guys. Have an awesome, amazing day. And I will see you guys either later today or on Friday. All right. Take care. Take action. I'll see you soon.